On this week's show, Nissan makes room for 7, Toyota states the obvious, and Tesla's board of directors goes on a little field trip. These stories and more coming up next on T.E.N. Enjoying today's show on YouTube? Want to read the articles we're referring to as we go? You'll be pleased to know we've embedded clickable links through to each and every story today. Just click on the headline for each story in your favourite browser and it will take you right to our site where you can read the story in full. Watching elsewhere? You'll find the links to each story in our show notes for today's show at www.transportevolved.com/TEN. It's Friday, March the 12th, 2015. I'm Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield and there weren't any shows last week. Blame the lurgy. It's been more than a quarter of a century since French automaker Renault has been seen in North America, but now its tiny Twizzy electric car-cum-scooter might be about to mark the brand's triumphant zero-emissions return. As we explained back on March 2nd, the tiny Twizzy two-seat urban runabout made its appearance at the 2015 Quebec City International Auto Show and could be heading to the French-Canadian province soon, as long as it receives the correct approval from Transport Canada. In Europe, the limited top speed of the Twizzy and its tiny size means it's sold as a quadricycle, but in North America, the go-kart-like car would be sold under the same regulations as a neighbourhood electric vehicle, restricting the roads it could travel on and the top speed it would legally be allowed to travel at. Right now, it could go either way, but we're hoping the fun, funky runabouts gets its big North American break very soon. Nearly a year after it first came off the production line in Barcelona, Spain, Nissan's all-electric E.N V200 minivan will soon be available to order in Europe with 7 seats. Announced last week by Nissan Motors Europe at the Geneva Motor Show, the 7-seat variant means the E.N V200 is now available in the same range of guises as the non-plug-in gasoline-powered NV200, a 2-seat cargo van, 5-seat combi commercial vehicle, 7-seat combi 5-seat Avalia minivan, or 7-seat Avalia minivan. Despite having 2 extra seats, the 7-seat E.N V200 will have the same onboard battery pack, motor and charging provision as their 5-seat siblings, but it's worth noting that the extra weight of 2 more humans on board could restrict range a little more. There's no news on when this versatile minivan will make it to the US, but as this video shows, kids, dogs and Transport Evolved presenters find the E.N V200 positively cavernous to tool around in. As anyone with more than a passing knowledge of how cars work will tell you, the lowly internal combustion engine has been getting on just fine for the past 100+ years by sucking in air from outside, mixing it with fuel, compressing it and then exploding it, either through self-ignition or with the help of a spark plug. But in its latest online ad for its Toyota Mirai hydrogen fuel cell sedan, Toyota has made the cringeworthy mistake of highlighting the fact that the Mirai is a car that breathes in air, referencing the fact that the Mirai, like all hydrogen fuel cell vehicles, mixes hydrogen from its fuel tanks with oxygen from the air outside to produce electricity and water inside the fuel cell stack. We're sure someone at Toyota HQ thought it was a great ad, but it ended up making our fuel out of Toyota and everyone else because, well, pretty much every car that's ever existed, with the exception of all-electric ones, has relied on air to move along. Toyota may have well said that the Mirai was a car that has 4 wheels, and it shows that whoever's in charge of Toyota's ad agency really needs to stop making ad after ad that makes Toyota out to be completely devoid of engineering IQ. Yeah. Whoops. Volkswagen North America has just announced a lower-priced version of its 2015 e-Golf electric hatchback. Called the Volkswagen e-Golf Limited Edition, the lower-priced model keeps the same motor drivetrain, onboard charging and battery pack found in the high-end SEL Premium trim level, but does away with the leatherette seats, heat pump, LED headlights and alloy wheels. That knocks nearly $2,000 off the list price, meaning you can now pick up the e-Golf Limited Edition for $33,450 before incentives. And that, we know, places the e-Golf in a much more competitive place against the hugely popular Nissan Leaf. As for other changes, well, everything else is the same as it would be for the high-end model, which means that you get a car that pretty much matches the European spec e-Golf that Mark and I drove earlier this year in our charged up review. So be sure to click on the video to my right if you haven't seen it yet. It doesn't matter if you're in grade 4, a world leader or a high-flying millionaire. Everyone loves going on a field trip, especially if that field trip includes high visibility jackets, safety eyewear, and a hard hat. And this week we learned that about a field trip Tesla Motors held last week for its board of directors to its Gigafactory construction site in Reno, Nevada, hats included. The field trip, which showed off current construction progress, happened to mysteriously coincide with rumours that construction had slowed down on site due to a last-minute change of plans regarding building design. Indeed, our contacts on the ground in Reno say the site is nowhere near as busy today as it was a month back, and layoffs of construction workers have indeed occurred. Tesla CEO Elon Musk, as you might expect, took to Twitter to fiercely deny those claims, calling one local newspaper's reporting that local job boards were showing a slowdown in construction as being as dumb as it sounds. Looking at these photographs we've got from the official tour, however, we've got to admit that the site looks pretty quiet to us. But if anyone can pull the metaphorical rabbit out of the hat on this massive construction project, it's Elon Musk and Tesla Motors. Watch this space. Before it launched last week at the Geneva Auto Show, the general consensus was that Audi's full-size Q7 e-tron Quattro plug-in hybrid would only be available as a 3-litre diesel plug-in hybrid. Yet this week, at an annual event in Germany, Audi confirmed that the Q7 e-tron Quattro would be actually offered in 2 different flavours: diesel plug-in hybrid for Europe and plug-in gasoline hybrid for North America and China. Audi isn't ready to talk specifics yet, but we do know that the North American and Chinese market version will include a 2-litre 4-cylinder TFSI engine instead of the 3-litre 6-cylinder diesel, along with the same 94 kilowatt electric motor and 17.3 kilowatt hour lithium-ion battery pack. As always, we'll bring you more on this non-European market model as we have it, so stay tuned for more information. The age of autonomous driving is nearly upon us, which should mean less accidents, safer roads, and more free time to do things than driving. But while the majority of the world seems ready to accept autonomous vehicles onto their roads, 3 insurance companies and 1 auto parts supplier are having some pretty big nightmares about the day when Johnny Cab takes over your morning commute for you. As we reported on Wednesday, Cincinnati Financial, Mercury General and the Travelers companies, along with parts company LKQ Corp, warned that autonomous vehicles were a real threat to their company's future profits in official SEC filings with the US government. Since insurance companies essentially bet on the likelihood of crashing, replacing accident-prone humans for highly trained robotic cars could mean less claims and less income. But as we counted, natural disasters and the risk of being hit by non-autonomous vehicles means that even self-driving cars should need insurance for some time to come. I'm just curious how they're going to work out those no-claims bonuses. And finally for today, as anyone who's read Ernie Klein's excellent novel Ready Player One will tell you, Easter eggs, that's intentional inside jokes or messages hidden inside a work of art, computer program or book, are almost as fun as the ones made from cocoa, sugar, butter and milk. And now it turns out that Tesla Model S owners have their very own Easter egg, present in every Tesla Model S software update for the past year. The hidden extra, when executed properly, turns your Tesla Model S into James Bond's underwater Lotus Esprit from the hit film The Spy Who Loved Me. It's caused howls of geeky delight to emit from Tesla owners worldwide, and of course references Tesla CEO Elon Musk's own personal preoccupation with that particular car. So if you have a Tesla Model S, give the Easter egg a go and let us know how it worked out for you. Just don't do any international espionage while driving, eh? Well, that's all we could fit in this week. You can catch us next week at the same time for another weekly news roundup. Visit our site every day at transportevolved.com for the latest news, or join us live online for the weekly Sunday panel show at 1800 hours UTC. For those whose clocks changed recently, that means you'll have to double check the local time for your viewing pleasure. As usual, there's been a whole lot we haven't managed to fit into today's show, including why the Tesla Model S P85D has the fastest delivery time of any Tesla today, an update on New Jersey's legislative attempts to welcome Tesla stores back within state boundaries again, a UK charging provider switches off 24/7 telephone support, and why our very own Electra Girl has had enough of all that snow on the east coast of the US. So when we're done, click this link and head to our site to catch up. That's all there is to say. I'm Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield. Have a great weekend, and until next time, keep evolving.